What's the deal, my friends? I'm your boy Ed Honcho, and I want to welcome you into the Kush Den. Now, if you ain't sure what the Kush Den is about, first and foremost, the Kush Den is a smoker-friendly channel, 420 friendly, so you should never have a session alone. So come in the den, shut the door, my friend. Don't let no smoke out, okay? And if you should be pre-roll, if you're not pre-roll, you're out of control. You need to get your shit together. Now, if you visited me from the South Sports, what's the deal, South Nation? If you're coming over here strictly on your own accord, then, like I said, you might not be familiar with Mr. Ed Honcho. At the real Ed Honcho, you can catch me on Instagram and Twitter, or if you just, you want to just know when the den and when the den gonna be open, and you can follow at the Kush Den on Twitter. With that being said, let's fire up and let's get into this conversation. I know you're ready to fire up. I know you're tired of me talking. Nobody wants to smoke alone. That's why the Kush Den is here. So today, I just wanted to talk about stereotypes in the stoner culture, the smoker culture, whatever you want to call it, the 420 community, that the media puts out there that are primarily false. All right, first and foremost, now there's a difference between being a smoker, a weed smoker, being a pothead, and, just occasionally partaking. But any of them, all of them get looked down upon. And you have this contingency of people who just believe that if you smoke weed, that you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're all these things. But then they'll tell you all this while drinking a beer and losing the ability to speak properly and words slurring, and then you falling out on the floor after that. But you're an idiot because you smoke weed. You're a bad person because you smoke this plant that grows up out of the ground, because they've been infiltrated by the media, by the government, by whomever else, and fail to do their own research. Now, straight up and down, like overall drugs, I have this, it's kind of here nor there, but I feel like it's your body, you should be allowed to do whatever you want to do with it. Especially if they'll prescribe you these pills to fix you, but then the shit kills you, gets you addicted, and all these other things. And I'm simply saying this. I know this because of involvement in things I used to be in, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just, not condoning any of that shit. I don't fuck with that shit no more, whatever. But I've seen how people react off, various things. And one of those things, like I say, being weed, it was the mildest. I mean, like in the mornings, I wake up, I drink coffee. It's a new thing I just started, but I've come to realize coffee has a bigger impact on my behavior. Coffee has it makes me react much more differently than weed does. Weed makes me a little chill, makes me relax and just kind of look at shit a little bit too long. But coffee, I can feel the surge of energy. I can feel the change. That's a drug. People try to sit here and say, weed's bad, man. But motherfucker, you can't tell me shit about weed if you drink beer, if you drink coffee, if you take aspirin, if you do any of these things, you take drugs. Shit, if you eat food, you take drugs, because food has a reaction on your mood. It can put you in a better mood, put you down. People eat chocolate and all this sugar, and all this sugar is worse than fucking weed. Sugar is 1,000 times worse than weed, and everybody consumes that shit. But we don't want to talk about that shit because we like that shit. What I'm saying is, but getting away from all that, this culture, like I say, the outsiders looking in, they want to point fingers and, and say, oh, the stupid. That might be some of the more out front ones. And, you got people who are affiliated with this, that, and the other. And I don't knock nobody for any choices that they make. They have to live their story and grow up. So you got, they'll try to always associate it with like some criminal culture, gang culture, things like that. And then they push the alcohol towards the party, but shit, it was more people getting murdered and fucked up over prohibition of alcohol than now. I mean, you got people just getting it in, trying to hustle it where it's not legal, but, shit has happened. But I mean, just blatantly, that's how shit got took over because of alcohol. Anyway, so, you've never seen action like that from weed. You don't see these numbers like from drunk driving deaths and things like that from weed, but alcohol is still legal and nobody's talking about it. People are talking about it, but those people who drink alcohol don't want to hear it. They just want to keep saying weed is bad. Weed is on the same schedule as fucking heroin. Are you serious? Fucking heroin. Do you know the difference between heroin and weed? Now, there's similarities because maybe if you smoke enough weed, depending on what strain you smoke it, and you might get sleepy and nod off like a fucking heroin addict, but you hit that fucking heroin, you finna, you're done, son. It's game over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you finna die, but you out of there. You finna nod off. You finna do all that other shit. How so? I don't see how you put that shit in the same fucking category. You can overdose from heroin. I have attempted multiple times, attempting right now to overdose on weed, but it can't happen. You can't. I've tried to set the record. It just won't happen. I've tried my best. I failed. I'm a failure. But no, but being serious about it though, like I said, I did a bad job on that. But so being serious about what I'm saying though is that it's time for the country to relook. And as you see, the people see it, and that's why, like I said, I don't really talk about a lot of politics on any of my channels. I just try to avoid it because I think all politicians are dumb. I don't care if you left wing, right wing. I only really like having conversations with independents, people who really look at the problem, because if you affiliate yourself with a party, then you've already lost. And some of y'all might not like that. I don't really give a damn because I'm a thinker. You know what I'm saying? I like to think about the situation at hand. I like to think about what's really going on. Okay, sometimes on the right they have better solutions, sometimes on the left they have better solutions, but I think myself, I could come up with better fucking solutions than most of these politicians because they're out of touch. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is that the will of the people is not being done. In certain states, you're starting to see the trends. Like I said, you're starting to see it get legalized. A couple of more states, was it Washington and Oregon legalized, I think Cali, a couple other places. Colorado, of course, the trendsetters. Much love to Colorado for that. I'll be back. But my thing is that it doesn't make sense. These politicians, trying to ban it and to keep it out. Sessions saying it's as bad as heroin. He was the main one. That's crazy. It's crazy. Anybody with sense, everybody knows. Everybody smokes. There's cops out there smoking weed. I know for a fact. They will steal your weed and go smoke your shit and finish their fucking shit. Like, man, everybody smokes. If you smoke cigarettes, you can't tell me shit about smoking weed because you need a cigarette more than I need some weed. And I don't need the shit. I enjoy what I do. You know what I'm saying? And like most of the time, I'll go without until I handle all my business and I'll say, okay, cool. Now I can fuck off for a little bit, relax, take hours to relax, get back in my zone, get creative. Come back with it. But like I say, in the beginning of this, though, I said we were going to talk about the culture. We're going to talk about the people who smoke. Now, I'm telling you, on every level, every class, every race, every part of society, there are smokers. They may not be out front with it. A lot of people got careers and things, so they're not going to put it out there. A lot of people would smoke but don't because they have good jobs and their jobs don't let them. And I'm telling you, if weed was legalized, say like alcohol, the uptick would be ridiculous. I mean, the people who would vote it legal because they can partake, most people go just say no because they can't partake. They don't benefit from it. Most people only look at their own issues. They don't see what's really what's good for everybody. Then I'm telling you, alcohol sales would decline. Trust me, alcohol is behind a lot of this legislation to try to keep it fucking illegal. And there's a lot of other people. And you go back in history, you can see the whole DuPont thing. I know a lot of y'all already know this stuff. If you don't, go look it up. If this is not the day for that, I'll talk about it one day. But there's a lot of different things, a lot of different factors. Scandals and propaganda that was pushed back. You ever never seen Reefer Madness? It was a movie pushed out way back when, and it highlighted all this crazy beliefs about weed and weed smokers. And the shit is, I know it was ridiculous back then because I know that shit back then wasn't as strong as the shit right now. I know this, what I'm saying? I know for a fact because I burned with old school youngsters, 18 up, what I'm saying? I don't do that other stuff, hey, what you do is all you. And I think I've been smoking since I was like 12, 13. You know what I'm saying? I took a few breaks here and there. Sometimes I take some months off. I took a couple of years off here and there. But the culture, man, like I say, people always want to associate the dumbasses, like I say, the criminal culture, the people who be out there just doing any and everything and glorifying that shit, you know. And the only reason these motherfuckers smoke weed just because you're not supposed to. You know, they legalize this, the motherfuckers gonna stop smoking. They're gonna find some other shit to glorify because that's just the way their mind works. To me, I partake for medicinal value, for the mental benefits. Like I say, I'm a person when and it sounds contradictory because I drink coffee, but it's a balance. I like to have me a little smoke and a little coffee, and it finds me a little balance there. The coffee don't get me way up here, and you know, depending on what you're burning, you don't get too chill. You know, you just have a nice mellow. You're relaxed, but focused, and that's how I like to be. End of the day, cap one off with a blizzle and lay it down. But there's a lot of intelligent people. There's a lot of ignorant people. There's a lot of people who just smoke. And for whatever reason they choose to smoke, who am I to judge? I can't judge you why you choose to do what you do. Apparently you do it because you enjoy it. Otherwise, you know, why wouldn't you do it? There's a lot of people who would love to enjoy it, but they can't because of their jobs. I mean, I've talked to so many people. I've been arrested, and been told, man, that looked like some good weed you had there, man. If I wasn't a cop, with the day they legalize, I'll burn one with you. No, you won't. You took me to jail. I'll never smoke with you. You fucking crazy. But anyway, that's just a whole other story. I'm gonna tell some of these stories one day on one of these channels. But anyway, so like I'm saying is just that, you know, there's so many people in every level that believe in it. The only cops that don't believe in weed are the ones who just like busting them stats and like to you know, get them numbers. But you know, like real people who think about what's really going on and know, you know, this shit don't do shit. They know that it's not anywhere close to fucking alcohol. It's not relatively close, you know. So, but like getting back to it, like I said, there are doctors who smoke. There are lawyers who smoke. There are people, like I say, in every level of society. But it's about how you carry yourself outside of that. You know, if you carry yourself as a person who is all and only about weed and, you know, you can't function, you know, then you might want to rethink what you got going on. Sometimes, like I say, every now and then I like to take a tolerance break. Like I'll take a month off, won't burn nothing, or, you know, a couple of weeks, just depending on how I feel, just, you know, just to chill, you know what I mean? So, but some people can't handle that. Some people, they go crazy. They go ballistic if they ain't got what they need. But I like to be under control. I like to call it under control. I like to stay under control because, like I say, if I don't smoke, like I say, my thoughts are always racing, and it's like I'll be on one thing and I'll be doing a whole bunch of shit, and then I have a bunch of unfinished shit that I have to go back and complete. But like I said, I'm getting off topic. On every level of society, man, like I say, you'll be surprised. There are people, they won't tell you because they have reputations. They won't tell you because, you know, they may have sponsorship, business dealings, whatever it may be that, you know, they have to uphold. And so they're not going to let you know those things. But athletes, I mean, anybody you can think, of course, entertainers and musicians, everybody knows that. But weed is a part of society. Like I say, people don't feel the same way they used to feel about it. You know they don't. No, even weeds. Like I say, yes, your suburban house moms. Might be some of y'all watching this shit. Everybody smokes weed. Like, and so the fact that it's still illegal, it baffles me. But like I say, until I think more people start coming out, you know, in support of it, but it's hard. Like I say, you know, so many people have jobs and careers and things that they would be risking by doing such a thing. So, but I think until people start being more upfront about it and more blunt about it, that, you know, it'll still kind of be a side note. You know, people will still think it's only those potheads, or those are the only people who are, you know, out front with it. People think it's only those criminals who, you know, don't give a fuck, because they'll think it's, you know, whatever. Because that's what you see, so that's what they're going to affiliate with. That's what they're going to show you on TV. That's what they're going to show. You're not seeing upstanding citizens, do they go bust their ass at work all day? They get off work, they like to have a little smoke instead of drinking a six pack and getting full and feeling bloated and shit. They just, rather burn something and then go to bed and do it all over again. But society wants you to believe like motherfucker go smoke some shit and just sit on the couch all day eating fucking chips and fucking chocolate, you know what I'm saying, and not get shit done. Now, don't get me wrong, let's talk about that. We're talking about the culture. There are a lot of motherfuckers, and some of y'all motherfuckers watching this shit are like that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, you know what I'm saying? You can be a pothead and be productive. You know what I'm saying? You really can. You just have to be smart. You got to plan ahead. I'm all about productivity. I'm all about moving forward. I'm all about advancement. So I can't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you. If you burn, I can fuck with you. But if you just want to smoke and you have no dreams, you don't have any goals in life, I can't fuck with that shit. I don't want to sit around and play video games with you all day. We can play for a couple hours, but after that, I'm going to start getting fidgety. I'm going to start getting agitated. I got shit to do, so I got to bounce. But you're always welcome in the dead. So what I'm saying is this. Like I said, there's different levels to it, and it's about how you carry yourself with your shit. You know what I mean? You can put yourself out there, I guess, if you don't give a fuck. Because I think that's how it should be. Not that you don't give a fuck, but that you do. Because, I mean, if it's cool for a motherfucker to smoke cigarettes, even though they push you to the side, that's respectful. I think you should be able to do the same thing with some weed. And I'm going to go out here, smoke me a little blunt from my lunch break. I'm going to come back into work. Everything's going to be gravy. Workplace problems will go down. I guarantee HR complaints would go down by 50%. You know what I'm saying? Office relationships, work relationships, and all that shit would be enhanced. I promise you, because this shit is a social thing. That's what's super cool about weed, about smoking is I prefer the social aspect of it. That's why I created the Kush Den, because sometimes you ain't got nobody to burn with. You don't want to smoke by yourself. You know what I'm saying? That shit can be kind of weak sometimes. Sometimes you get in your own head, get to thinking too deep. Hey, sometimes you just need to come in the den where you got a friend. You know what I'm saying? We're going to burn one with you. You usually have a co-host. They ain't here, so shit, I'm going to burn one with you. You know what I'm saying? The door closed. Make sure the door closed. We don't want to let no smoke out. You know how that go. But anyway, like I'm saying, man, you just have to be productive. You have to move forward. You got to be about some shit. You just can't just be a pothead and don't want to do shit with yourself, dog. But you can be a part of the culture. You can be productive. You can do shit. You can you can earn. There are millionaires. There are billionaires who smoke weed. They don't do it all day, every day, because they know that shit is going to slow down your productivity. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, we're going to be super serious. We're going to be honest. We're going to be straight up and down. There are times that I won't smoke. I won't get out because I acknowledge that I slow down. I maybe lose about 15% in productivity. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily in productivity, but in speed. I slow down a little bit because I start thinking about stuff a little bit more, overthinking it sometimes. And so I can admit that. So there are times that, I say I need to be fully clear-headed and let me go ahead and knock these things out. And then we'll fuck with that later. You can't let the reefer overtake your life. Like I said, ain't nothing wrong with burning something, but definitely ain't nothing wrong with earning something. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have goals. You gotta have a plan. So, like I say, it's cool to be a part of the culture. It's cool to be a smoker, even if you want to be one of these criminals. If you out there hustling, man, and not to just say a criminal, but I'm just saying, the idea, because everybody has different perspectives for different words. Words associate certain thoughts, so I have to say criminal so people associate with it. But if you out there hustling, I'm not knocking you. If you getting money, I'm not knocking you. You should be careful. Now, as long as you ain't, you know what I'm saying, robbing people and shit, I don't condone that shit. I ain't with that jacking shit. Well, anyway, so what I'm saying is, you guys have to know, and even if you affiliate with people like this, and because you like to smoke with them, you might have to shake them loose, man. They could be the stone that's holding you down, seriously. Because I have this belief, not a belief, this is a fact. And a lot of people say this. A lot of think Vaynerchuk, Rob, a couple of, I've heard it a lot of places before I heard it from some of these guys, but you know, you are this, the palm, the 5 people you hang around, your 5 fingers, you know what I'm saying? You are 20% of each one of these people, essentially. You know what I'm saying? They make up who you are. And so the 5 people you hang around the most make up who you are. If you hanging around, you know what I'm saying, 60% unproductive potheads, you know, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Because that means you ain't really getting shit done. You spending most of your time, or, you know, when you're affiliating with people, you spending most of your time wasting it. You know what I mean? And that's bullshit. Don't do that. What you have to do is either smoke on your own time and affiliate with new people who are about shit, or find you some people, you know, that smoking there about shit. But you know, you gotta take that into account. Don't fuck with people only because they smoke. You know, that I know a lot of friendships get started on that, but then you got to really evaluate, you know, the value of your relationships, your associations, and all these things too, because you know, I've known people from different jobs and different things, and you know how it goes. Hey man, you smoke? Smoke what? Or you smoke? Nah, man, I don't smoke tobacco. Oh shit, I wasn't talking about no tobacco. Okay, cool. And then y'all get cool, and then, you know, smoke one, conversation, chop it up, and become cool out there. You know what I'm saying? But if that's all it ever is, if that person don't have goals further than from where you met them, if they on the same shit, and this is a year later or years later, you might need to reevaluate your association with that person. You know, that's just a little productivity tip, a little tip to better your life. You know, you got to lose those useless, that dead weight. I'm saying, not useless. You know, it's always good to have friends. You know, it's not about acting funny, but if you want to move ahead in life, you want to be a better, more productive pothead, then that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. But with that being said, man, we're not going to go into too much more of that. You know, it's another time and another place. But my friend, I want to thank you for coming in and deal with me. But now you got to get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because blunt out, we done the session over with. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you got things to do. But like I say, as always, I appreciate you. Always welcome back in the den, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you ain't got nobody to smoke with, man, the door is always open. Just make sure you close it behind you so you don't let no smoke out. You can check us at The Kush Den on Twitter if you want to be tuned in when the latest episodes get released, and follow us or be subscribed to the channel, please. You know, subscribe. Like I say, you know, and if you're from H-Town, you might want to check out that South Sports. If you're not from H-Town and you're not a fan of Houston teams, I'm warning you. I'm warning you ahead of time. Do not go to South Sports. I warned you at your